Hey everyone, how are you doing? And I am starting my last Halloween DIY for 2019. And this one I am very excited about. I first found this particular DIY on the channel In the Event with Karem, Karem. If you haven't seen her or don't know her, go check her out. She is phenomenal on crafting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take two pictures of my grandkids and their brother and sister, and we are going to transform them into a portrait on some Dollar Tree canvases, and these were gifted to me by Creative Lori. So what you're going to need is a canvas and pictures of either your kids or grandkids. And at Dollar Tree I got some bats, some roses, a witch's hat. All of this was from the Dollar Tree. The only thing that wasn't from Dollar Tree is the material, and that was from Hobby Lobby. The puff paint, everything is from Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Mod Podge on. I'm not even going to paint these. I won't have to because this material is thick enough. And then we're going to put the material onto this. These are so cute. The ones that she did were absolutely adorable. And I saw this more than a year ago, so I have been just chomping at the bit to do these. And so I thought I would leave these for my very last DIY for Halloween, grand finale if you will. But if anyone likes this, it'll still give them time to make one. Okay, so let's put our material. You want to cover okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover both of these, and when I get this all covered, and I think I'm going to add ribbon to the ends, I'll be back. Okay guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some black ribbon and I'm going to put it all the way around the canvas, okay? And I'm going to do that to both of these. So I'm going to get these all taken care of with the fabric on them, and then I'll come back and we'll start putting the photos and everything else on. Okay, so I have both of the canvases now covered, okay? So this, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the Mod Podge and I'm going to put the picture on with the Mod Podge. And I printed these pictures out on actual photo paper. Now you can use just, you know, computer paper if you want. But I just wanted this to be a little bit heavier. And I blew up the picture as much as I could because I wanted I had to have the face big enough so when I put the embellishments on, it will look right. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to see, do I want that one on there? Yes. Alright, so this kind of curled up, so I'm just doing this to get it flat again. And I have my glue gun too, in case the ends kind of want to pop up. And I'm just going to put all the Mod Podge on the actual photo, and when I get that done I'll be back. Okay, Now, putting London on here is going to be a little bit different because he is going to be Dracula, and I had to put a cape behind him, so I had to cut out just a piece of material. Now, I could have put paint, you know, and painted it, but I wanted to put material, so I just kind of figured out what it might look like, a cape, if you were to look at it. And as you can see, I made it to fit. And then I'll put him on top of the cape, okay? And then I'll show you what I did from that point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to iron, and then I made a top for him as well, if you will, because I didn't like the look. To me, it didn't look as good if I was going to have material and then just have his picture. You know what I mean? So I just kind of traced around the outline, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go and I'm going to iron these two pieces just so I know they're not wrinkled, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I ironed his cape, if you will, and the part that I'm going to put over the picture. So now I want to get it to where I want it. This is my little pattern I made. Can you believe that? Thought I had it wrong. See, that's why I checked. Check and check and check one more time. It's always easier to check than to have to take something off and redo it. And I want that right at mid-ear. The Mod Podge again, and I'm kind of eyeballing this. I want to do the canvas instead of doing the actual material. That's a little bit too much, isn't it? Okay. This sponge brush has seen better days. Make sure I have that right again. Okay. Getting it right at the edge. I just want to get the base of both of these down. Alright, so now let's get the Mod Podge onto, I'm just eyeballing about where I'm going to put it. On this one, I think I am going to put the Mod Podge on the picture. It's going to be easier. As long as I have him sticking down a little bit, then I can go back on the picture, and then little by little, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go ahead, go off camera, because this you just don't need to see. I'm just going to keep taking a little bit of Mod Podge until he's flat down on here. Okay, so I have the cape behind him, and now I put the Mod Podge on the picture, and I'm going to put the piece of material that I cut out . Okay, I'm going to let that dry, and I made a bow tie out of fabric, and I'm going to put some glitter on that with just some glue and this black fine glitter. Okay, what I think I am going to do is around here, the outline, I'm going to, I think, if it works, I'm going to use the puffy paint to go around and outline it so it doesn't have raw edges. And then, like I said, for the bow, I'm going to add some glitter just so it has a little bit of glitter to it and it's not just all black, black, black. So that, what I'm going to do is get out some of this Mod Podge and use that as my glue for the glitter. It's a really pretty black. Years ago, I always go to the scrapbook conventions. I haven't been in the last couple of years, but they have the coolest stuff. Well, I've had that stuff probably a good 10 years. Oh, look how pretty. Look how that shines. I like that. That is such a pretty glitter. Wow, I like that. Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can really see it. Wow. Wow, I'm impressed. All right, I'm going to get this put back, bring him over here, and I'll be back. Okay, let me show you what I decided to do. And I've been doing this off camera, but I'm going to show you a little bit on camera. I decided to go with the glitter. The black was just too plain and it needed something. Oh my gosh, I mean, it is so pretty, you guys. So I decided to make like a pattern. So I did 3 stripes on the shirt. And then when I got done with that, I thought, you know what, the cape would be pretty like that. So I'm going to leave the black like it is, just with the stripes, and do this other side. And then we'll put the bow tie on. But that added so much to this. So what I did is I just kept working with the Mod Podge and a small brush, and being very, very careful not to get too close to the picture because you don't want glitter on the actual photo. And like I said, I'm going to go around the outline with this. So I kept it just from the very edge. And it is hot here today, so I'm moving kind of quick because I don't want this to dry. And actually, I did this in segments. And again, I'm getting just right by his ear and in there, right between there. And again, mine is a little bit different than what Karim's is. I hope I'm saying that right. From In the Event with Karim. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, she does some of the most beautiful crafts. So make sure to check her out. Tell her I sent you. Okay, so now we're going to put the and I'll take a dry brush over his face because you can see I've gotten the glitter on there. And it's okay because there's no glue, thank goodness. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? Now I'll come down here and do the same thing. Once I'm done with that, I'll come back. Okay, so here is London so far, okay? What I did, this 3D, the scribbles in the black, and I went all the way around the outline of him, all the way around his head and the cape and everything. So now I'm going to let that dry, and then I will put the rest of the embellishments. But I think that turned out so cute. And that is what that cape needed, is that glitter. And then as you can see, the shirt, it's only got stripes, so it's not all glitter on the shirt. But there's London, and now we'll get on to Everly. Now we're on to his little sister, London's little sister, Everly. Okay, and I didn't cut off her uniform from school because I wanted something in there, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put black lace to hide that, okay? And I'm going to do that with hot glue because now she's all adhered with the Mod Podge. So that part is done of her. So I'm going to take the glue gun, and what I did, let me make sure this is the right one. Let's see, I gotta cut this. I cut out different sizes, so the shortest one will go underneath her chin, but I still need more to cover this, so I'm going to use 3 different pieces. You can kind of mold this to go under wherever you need it. It's kind of like it's on bias or something. Okay, so that's the first layer. So I'll fold that back and then just see where I want to glue the second layer, and that'll be right underneath. Okay, and then I'll do the third one right underneath. Okay. Okay, so now that's done. Now for her witch's hat, I want to get this side. This has feathers, and then it has the little netting with the little spider. All of that, this and the canvas, the bats, the Mod Podge came from Dollar Tree. You could put on the whole hat, you would just glue it like that, but it would look kind of funny, I think. Figure out how I want to cut this, and then I'll come back. Okay, what I did is I just cut off that much of it, so it's got more of a flat back, if you will. And I have her on an easel because that is where I'm going to put these. But do you see now why I made the head as big as I did? Because I had to make it big enough to where it would be more lifelike to wear this hat. If you had a tiny little head, this would look funny on it. And that's the way Karen did it too. So I want to put this, and I'm going to angle it to where it's kind of molded to the shape of her head. So when you're looking at it from any angle, it's going to look right. Okay? And that way you can still see that cute little face. Okay, now I'm going to take the glue off camera because that's just a waste of time. But I'm just going to mold it down and follow her hairline so it's adhered good. Okay, and then I'll be back. Okay. Alright, we have the hat on, and I put a spider and just glued it right at the corner. But I wanted her to have a little bit of color, okay, because you see the little orange in the background, so I wanted to follow up with that. Gotta hold her hat down, I glued it some more. And so what I did is I started going into my jars of buttons and just, you know, bits and bobs and everything else. And I found, you're not going to believe this, I found, okay, when I worked at the school and I was a teacher's aide, now this was back in the early 80s, we wore things like these, the teachers, and I think probably some of them still do, but I used to make jewelry out of the Sculpey, and then I'd make earrings out of them, as you can see. And I also made little kitty cats out of the Sculpey into earrings if they wanted them. And I made bears and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I had a couple of the pumpkins that hadn't had earring backings been put on them, and I thought that would add perfect the color I'm looking for. So what I thought I would do, since she has this lace, I wanted to make her like a cameo, if you will. So I took a couple little silk flowers that I had, and I'm going to put this pumpkin that I made, and I'm going to see, yeah, this looks good. I'm going to glue it onto the flowers. I just felt she had to have a little pop of color. Okay, I'm trying to get this to where it is even. Glue it onto this bigger flower. So now she has like a little cameo, if you will, to put in the middle of this lace. She just needed color. I mean, I couldn't put her just in all black because I'm not glittering her up like I did London. So there's her little cameo. And to me, that adds just enough, because then it brings your eye to the orange in the background. And then I'm going to put the other pumpkin that I have. I'm going to put it up by her hat. And I just got to figure out where I want it. I just have these two. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these black roses Oh, first of all, I think I'm going to cut off this part of her hair. To take a little bit of this glitter, the orange, and I'm going to put it just on the ends of this rose. Okay, I am finished with Everly, and what I did is, like I told you before, I made a little cameo out of the pumpkin that I had made and put it on a flower, and then I took a little bit of this glitter and I just hit the tool, and it's such a fine glitter it stuck, so when I move it a certain way you can see it shine. And then I took a rose, just a regular black rose, and then with the Mod Podge I just went around certain parts of the ends of the rose and I put that on there, and then on the flowers or the roses that were on the hat. I just had to add a little bit of orange because it was just too dark for her, because I wanted the background for you to be able, your eye to go to that as well. So I just have little bits of glitter here and there. But that is Everly with her little costume on. So now when I'm done, I'll come back and finish off London, and then I'll show you both of them together. Okay, and here we have London back with us, looking dapper. Okay, on Everly I took my blush and I just put a little bit of blush on the cheeks, and it's ever so slight that you probably wouldn't even see it. I did. So now all I have left to do with London is I'm going to put the bats on the canvas. So now it's a matter of how I want them. I think I'll do it right there. And it matches his cape. I'm hoping it's going to adhere. It will, I'm sure. If you can get past all that glitter, I want to offset this one a little bit. And I like they're raised. I love things dimensional. So that is London. I think that turned out adorable. I'm not going to put the fangs on because his mouth isn't even a little bit open, so I'm not going to do it. If his mouth was a tiny bit open, then it would be more realistic, but since it's not, I'm going to leave it the way it is. So I will be back to show you what they both look like. Okay guys, so here they are. I wanted to show you now when they're together. Look how adorable those turned out. All they are is a Dollar Tree canvas covered with fabric and a photograph with some material and embellishments for London, and for Everly a little witch's hat from the Dollar Tree, and a little flower and a little rose from the Dollar Tree. I think these turned out absolutely precious. So guys, for 2019, I'm done with my Halloween DIYs. I hope that you'll try this. This is adorable. And again, where I got this idea was in the event with Karam. Go to her channel. She has got a lot of cool ideas. Until we get together again, remember the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever forget that. Talk to you soon.